last one, stall flutter. I let you see the stall. You see the flag, how the flag will go against the flag. Tell me, anyone ever see the flag response? You know how to hang clothes and the clothes respond to the wind? That's flutter. This one, that's the stall flutter. Stall flutter means the wind blow, this thing respond freely under stall condition. The flow everywhere massively separate and absolutely no symmetry, no anything. It's all in the stall region, no attach at all. Just clothes. We hang the clothes as a flag against the wind. And this type is absolutely the entire range is in the stall condition. Should I show the flag? You know how the flag looks like in the wind. That kind of response. Interesting enough, this is not a problem for airplane. So you never see this thing in design point of view. The stall flutter is at least not for airplane, not for aircraft design, or for real life clothes, flags. This one, so just see that there's a motion-dependent Gaussian reflector, and then install and install that. Oh, another one I see application is a bird wing flutter with the flapping mechanics. Maybe next time I show you when we discuss about stall flutter for the flapping. Alright, I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes quickly of how to get rid of this problem. Then next week we talk about calculations. I have planned the next 10 minutes, just make your story, just to close the loop, close the gap. Now you know the 5 different types of response of this they call FSI, fluid structure interaction. FSI, fluid structure interactions. They sometimes call VIV, vortex-induced vibration. I try to avoid this word. There's another FSI, fluid structure interaction, VIV, vortex-induced vibration, or FIV, flow-induced vibration. And some stupid guys say about this. I let you decide what is vibration-induced flow. That one is dirty mind. You guys understand what is VIF stand for. Stop it. Okay. Let me spend the next 10 minutes on how to minimize all this and this. Interesting is so fundamental that it can be taught easily. One way to do the structure and around each one. Okay. Let me start coming back to where I started. We start with this and then so this equation, right? I start with this natural frequency spiral scale and tell me you know that, right? That is a natural frequency equation. So the whole story is to avoid resonance or minimize the amplitude, that excessive vibration. So we have to really lower this omega and make it as small as you can. That means you can quickly bypass it. You never hit it at all because it's too low. That means your natural frequency is so little that you never hit it. It's too small. Anything is go beyond that for the down. That's one way to go. Omega is so tiny that you never hit it. Very little, which is cars. Omega n is very little. Or maybe omega n is very big that you never hit it. Okay. So that is out of your operational range of the frequency that you are running through. Now I'm talking about omega n is so big. You look at the equation, how to increase that? Increase k. It is still out here. My mouth tree. Yeah?
Okay. So increase the measure frequency, so make the omega as big. Okay. And then increase the critical damping. I mentioned this is the acronym for vortex induced vibration. Okay. So we either reduce the frequency. This one.
The first one said increase structural stiffness, fundamentally increase the K. Stiffness means you put more bracing to the structure, you make the structure more rigid, increase the K, so less of the motion, less of the spring, make this very stiff. For aircraft, that means you put a lot of beams, a lot of bracing, a lot of crossbar so that your aircraft doesn't move. So you put the natural frequency a lot higher in the expense of structural weight. So for most of the time, you do the limit because you do increase the stiffness from the airplane point of view, cannot do much. The moment you do something, you increase the weight. Okay. Another one is to just, but this work in terms of you just put the bracing for non-aircraft structure, put the bracing to strengthen it, put the staying wire to control it not to move. Or to reduce the mass, you see the M is on the denominator, so make the M smaller. So you make it lighter, less light, so inherently omega n goes up because the mass is in the M is a lot less. Omega n also increase, push away to the highest frequency as possible. Okay. Or this one just increase the damping factor. Increase damping factor, that means you put a lot of bullets, rivets, put all that stitching all the way on the wing, exactly stiff, exactly damping it. Either you make it very rigid or very flexible. Okay, we all fly to Glasgow, right? Have you ever lucky to fly the aircraft in a storm? Have you ever so lucky fly in the heavy rain, fly in heavy storm? If you've never been doing that, congratulations, you have. But if you do it, you will see that from the, at least from the plane point of view, would you like your aircraft to be very stiff or very flex? For this argument, you want to be a lot of damping, so flex, go with the flow, damp the effect. So actually doing a lot of this is more safe. Don't go against the flow, go with the flow. So what I mean by you fly and you open the window and you see the wing flutter like this, actually it's a good news. You see the window, and especially 747-400 because you see the winglet. The winglet go like this, you should be happy. They design a good job, that means they damp the effect. They don't really go against the flow. If you go against the flow where the energy dissipates to the structure, if it's very rigid, the whole aircraft shake crazy. If it's very flexible, only the wing shake, the body still stay. How to explain? If the aircraft super rigid, no damp, no motion any, then any vibration gonna propagate all the way to the fuselage. Then you become dizzy because the entire fuselage goes like this, right? If the wing is so rigid, it doesn't absorb any vibration. It's gonna the whole aircraft go together. Whereas if your wing is quite flex, everything absorbs all the way to the wing. The time you hit the fuselage is a lot less of it. You understand my argument? The wing absorbs that, the wing do it. So I'm joking to you that if you study this too hard, then you fly 747-400 because you can see the winglet. The more you're doing this, actually is a good job. The more winglet, the more wing doing this thing, actually absorb the vibration, so the fuselage doesn't move much. Not happen, you think it's quite fixed like that, and that's it. You see the whole aircraft shake crazily, like, sorry, 737. 737 next generation, the wing is big, right? And the wing is short. So the 737, the dash 700 dash 800, the wing is so short, the vibration doesn't absorb much. Anything felt in the fuselage. As a passenger, you can feel that. Get it? So the wing more flex, the better. And I will share with you is more damping. Clear? You start this from too hard, the moment you become flight attendant, you cannot sleep the whole flight. The time I shuttle Seattle, Tokyo, most of the time, so the time you hit Tokyo, the waiter always turbulent nearby Japan, always we have to, this information flood back to my head, and I cannot sleep. Okay, let me finish this. Start over now. It's a viscous damper to just make it more flex, make it more damped. Yeah. Or you tune it. Okay. All right. Any one of us been to Taipei, Taiwan? I think there's a famous photo. This one. I'm sure you guys, Mr. Officers, if been to Taiwan, you will have a chance to visit this place. Is that the 600 ton on the top of that? This one you tune master to that. So I can argue in terms of this that made the M a lot bigger, that omega is a lot smaller. So any vibration will be this kind of. So yeah, any guy who carry dumbbell on the aircraft. This is like you carry a dumbbell, you know. If your dumbbell is its own motion, so it doesn't be super so-called additive. If the motion without any object that is heavy on top, then it makes it move like this. This is the sky pepper, right? The potential issue is either the storm, typhoon in Taiwan, or earthquake. Let's say typhoon hit. The structure will change in this way. If there is nothing, if there is no mass at the top, if there is no mass at the top, the structure is going to go like this when the storm passes by. Okay. Now you have a 600 tons object on the top. You have to go because it has only inertia. It's going to go over it. It has its own motion because it won't go with the rest of the structure. It has a very heavy dumbbell on top to push that dumbbell. What I mean is it doesn't go full span like it go with some backing down with a bit of slow response, so it's going to go slow like this. The good news is the amplitude is less. The bad news is it will take forever to die down because you have dumbbell still shaking still. So can you read that? You can read the story. I think it's a place. There was a place somewhere here. Explain you how to. You go right there and read the story that it just says simply that the job of the dumbbell, the job of that tuning mass is to kind of create feedback and to kind of inert to the motion, to slow the motion, as well as to kind of die down, damping them. But you have a big mass on top of that, so it takes forever to die down because you keep moving. It has only inertia. It won't stop on the usual time. But at least it's stop the amplitude of shaking. It doesn't go one day to another day like that. It takes some time to die down afterwards. Well, the reverse is true. It's an earthquake too. The earthquake, the foreshake, same story applies. I recommend you go there and take a look at it. It's quite an interesting story to read afterwards. All right. And then Next one is next one is what I mean by the geometry. It's a squarish like that. You just round the edge like this to make so no clear separation line. Comparing there. This one is to put helical patterns. Now, helical pattern is that means it's not the whole rod keep shading at the same frequency. The job of this helical shape is to just kind of propagate the separation to be all 360 degrees out of phase of each other. This one. No, this is my old car. Frankly speaking, my previous car. You see this for Toyota Vios antenna. It has a kind of a spiral snaking around the rod like that. The spiral is doing all this. The job of this spiral snake is to make the vibration out phase each other section by section. So you slide one by one, section by section from the root towards the tip here. The shading is out of space of each other. And because it's out of phase, it doesn't go too strong. It's kind of different phase. Because it's going to pattern. Really in practice, you can Google Toyota Vios antenna. So this is what they say that it's just to kind of make it out phase of each other. It doesn't solve the problem as in body shading, but it solves the problem is not accumulating, add together. Right? The rest just for a rest of fun. Yeah? The rest I just forget about it. All right, these are the summary. I'm going to stop here today. Okay, pardon me for talking too much today. It's 2 hours of physical phenomenon or physical explanation because my memories come back 1996 to 2000. Before. Next week, we're going to start the rest of this background. I know it's very boring part. Maybe next week. I don't think I'm going to go over everything, but he cannot remember perfectly fine. I don't think he's gonna test you math. I more think that he may test you an explanation. So please pay attention. If you don't have anything clear, I don't speak proper English or whatsoever, you don't get what I try to explain to you, you need to have separate consultation. I have been sharing what are the 5 types of, what are the different stuff. And I keep telling you that I'm going to probably ask Henry to come and share with you his expertise. All of this is under the title Aeroelasticity. And this work. Okay, it's the glue for that. Then the last talk, so next week I'll talk about that. The week after, we're going to talk about the car aerodynamics, which is, if you want to come, go ahead. Last topic. If you want to come, I don't feel offended. It's too easy. The topic 10, chapter 10 is too easy. All right, I'm over time now. Any questions? I hope you enjoyed the talk. Last minute advertisement. Tomorrow I have a visitor coming in, so some guy has to be standby. Wednesday, we have Professor Manfred Tajek. He's actually the professor of helicopters. He's from TU Munich. He was the chief Airbus helicopter chief design engineer of the Airbus helicopters. So he will present his work with you with the Airbus helicopter. And then the week after, my big friend Henry, foreign health sufferer, is coming to town. that guy is also really but UAD. With that, thank you and enjoy your afternoon.